You're listening to Where You Live with Gene Sullivan.
Welcome back to Where You Live. I'm Gene Sullivan, broadcasting from the True North Painting Studios. The show is brought to you by American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and Extreme Exteriors. You can count on Extreme Exteriors for expert installation of exterior siding, roofing soffits, fascia decks, windows, and more. With their knowledge and experience, they can design the perfect solution to make your home beautiful and energy efficient, saving you maintenance and money for years to come. Give them a call at 763-441-1334 and tell them Gene sent you. Now, before we go into that tree story that I'm going to tell you about, I want you to know it's time now to hear from the Community Associations Institute. The CAI Minute is brought to you by New Concepts Rental Management. Whether you're an accidental landlord or a seasoned investor, New Concepts Rental Management can advise and guide you through every aspect of the business. Give us a call at 952-922-2500.
Are you a member of the Community Associations Institute? For nearly 40 years, CAI has provided education and resources to volunteer homeowners who govern community associations and the professionals who support them. Visit caionline.org to learn more. That address again is caionline.org. CAI helps community association board members by providing online resources, in-person training, and hard copy publications written by association management experts. CAI offers community managers professional development, networking opportunities, and a certification program that's established as the industry standard nationwide. Minnesota has its own chapter of the Community Associations Institute to bring resources and tools from community associations around the country right to your home. Visit CAIMN.com to learn more and become a member of CAI today. Your community and management company will benefit from your involvement. Join the Community Associations Institute today at CAIMN.com and click on Membership.
Now, in property management news, we were talking about a couple that really didn't start things off really well by joining the neighborhood by demanding and suing their next-door neighbors, who I've got to believe will not be friends or coming over for dinner anytime soon, demanding that they cut down and remove 8 trees on their property just so that they have a better vista view of the valley below. And I said before the break, I've got a tree story as well. Trees are really important to people. Wouldn't you agree, Chris?
Yeah, absolutely.
I have my father-in-law. His name, he is gone now. He's not with us. But his name was Waldo, which means woodsman, and he really was. I mean, he was a lover of trees, and up at the lake home, there were a number of trees that he had planted, and there was never a tree that he didn't like. I mean, he would nurture little trees, and they're now huge ones on the property. And I know and I can understand that. My wife has got that same love, and I understand that people do as well. But with my management company, there was a real major faux pas that took place. I had a property manager. It's not with me now. This is a couple years ago, and it wasn't because of this experience either.
Separate incident.
Separate incident. But he's managing a property, and right next door is another homeowner association managed by one of our competitors. Now, you can clearly see when you are looking at both properties, they're different. The construction's different. Everything is different. You know when one property stops and the other one begins. To top it off, the people that were doing the grounds care for both was the same company for both of these properties. So they would be giving us a bill for the property we were managing for 6-7 years, and they were sending a bill to the other management company for at least that amount of time, maybe even more, with the other property. Well, our property manager said, we've got 8 trees we want to have cut down. And he gave 8 trees that were all in a row. And Unfortunately, he put in a typo. He didn't catch it, but one of the trees, instead of saying avenue, it said street or something like that. Well, because of that, that meant it was a tree on the property in this other association.
Ooh.
So they cut down 7 of the trees. You would think that a company that's been that involved with the property and with the one next door, and they know it's a different company, you'd think they would know the difference, don't you, Chris?
Absolutely, you'd think. I mean, that kind of familiarity.
Yeah, I would think so too. But they ended up cutting the 7 trees down, and they cut the 8th tree on this other guy's home. Well, he is fit to be tied, and I can understand it. I would be too. It wasn't a little tree either. We're talking about a tree that was probably 25, 30 feet tall.
Wow.
And it was probably somewhere between 10 to 12 inches in diameter. It had been there a while.
Yeah.
To top it off, this tree was one that he had asked his association for permission to plant a number of years ago because it was a memorial tree for in memory of his mother who had passed away. So I'm telling you, it's not looking good for the home team here at all.
No.
And this guy is just like I said, fit to be tied, and I can understand it. I would be too. So I said, let me see what I can do. He was demanding $5,000. Give me $5,000 and it'll be taken care of. Well, I go to the contractor and I said, hey, I tell you what, we wrote something that was a mistake, but I think you should have caught this too, really.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell you what, I'll pay for the tree, you put it in, but you get the tree at wholesale, so let me pay wholesale, and then your guys put it in your cost. He said no. And I said, okay, I'll pay your guys time. You can do it wholesale. No, it's not my responsibility. And he just dug his heels in and wouldn't help me at all. Well, I went to another vendor, another grounds contractor, and he was able to say, oh, gee, no problem. He gave me the tree for wholesale, which was about $1,100 for this tree. And it's about identical in size. And he said, Gene, I'm not even going to charge you for putting it in. I'm thinking, oh, man, you're just what a stand-up guy this other company was. And so I turned to this guy and I said, we have found a tree. And I said, here's what we're going to do. We will put it in at our costs, and tell me, what is the name of a charity that was very close and dear to your mother's heart? I will donate $500 in the name of your mother, in her memory, to that charity, and put this in. Do you think the guy was happy?
I would say so.
No, he wasn't.
What?
He still demanded the $5,000. Now I'm getting the hunch it's probably not about the memory of Mom as much as he thought that this could be a payday of about $5,000.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was unfortunate. I finally said, I tell you what, I just don't think it's right to pay $5,000. I'm so sorry that this mistake was made, but I'm trying my best to do right by you. And I think replacing it with a similar tree, similar size and age, at my cost, and in addition, an additional amount going to the memory of your mother to a charity, I think is showing, I thought, good intent.
Mm-hmm.
And so I told the gentleman, I'm sorry, that'll be my offer. Well, he kept talking how he's going to sue, and I'm glad to say probably 7-8 months transpired, but he finally came back and he said, I'll take you up on your offer. So we were able to do it and get rid of it. So that was my tree story. And
wow.
I tell you, I know that people feel very strongly about trees, and here was the case where we had destroyed a tree that was planted in the memory of some guy, some fellow's parent who had passed away. But man, I tell you, people have some very strong feelings indeed.
Apparently.
Yes. Well, hey, let me go on to another story, and I'll just set it up here before we go to break. A question I get asked a lot of times with people in homeowner associations are, we've got these private roads that we own as the association. But hey, wouldn't it be a good idea? Why don't we try and give them to the city so that they could maintain it and take care of it? Wouldn't that save us, the association, money? Wouldn't that make sense? Well, what do you think about that? Is that a good idea? We're going to tackle that idea and more after these messages.